I also noticed that desserts are different nowadays. When I was young, the waiter would come and he'd go, "What do you want for dessert? Cherry pie or apple pie?" And you go, "I will have a cherry pie." And the guy would bring one. It was very simple, you know. Things were very simple back then. Now, desserts, oh my Lord. The guy shows up and he's got a big tray, a canted angle, and every confection known to man is on it. And I don't like the way he talks, like, because he doesn't talk like the pork chop talk anymore. All of a sudden, for the dessert, he's like, oh, sexual undertones, you know. I mean, he's all like, ah. Why are you saying ah like that? He's like, ah. May I tempt you with something? Tempt me? You like decadent things? Well, I don't. I hope you left some room in your belly. Okay, listen. Are we still talking about desserts here? What's going on? I don't want to end up blowing you in the bathroom or something. I don't want to end up blowing the guy in the bathroom. Listen. I can be tricked as much as the next fella, and I don't want to be in the bathroom. Hey, wait a second. Whoa. Hold on here, maestro. I thought we were talking about a butterscotch pudding or something. I don't care much for you, Captain. I'll tell you that right now. I'll continue. I'm a man of my word, but I'll say this. I'll say this, Chief. Were my word, not my bond, then none of this. And I'm doing it reluctantly. I don't know if you noticed that, but... Sex to me is, first of all, I'm an old man, you know? I'm like 12 or something like that. I'm trying to get score going again. I feel that Lincoln, when he thought that up, he thought that was gonna go, you know what I mean? Like his wife was like, why don't you just say 87? He's like, why don't you shut the fuck up? Last I checked, I was the orator in the family, and you were the fucking insane lady. I say 7, believe me. Score is gonna catch on big time. It never did. You guys are all doing well. I'm glad I got my wife, you know, Ruth. She's all right, you know. She watched a lot of TV. She got her guilty pleasures, you know, and her guilty pleasure is watching Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know if you've ever seen that. My guilty pleasure is finding elderly gentlemen and shooting them in the leg. That's just a joke. That is a joke. I felt it was time I tell a joke, and I think it may be in my contract. Anyways, my wife, man, she ain't the brightest girl, Ruth. We have what's called a hall pass. You know what that is? A hall pass? That means you're allowed to have sex with any two people that you would like to have sex with, you know, because they're special. So I chose, and the other partner has to agree to it. So I chose on my hall pass Angelina Jolie and Christy Brinkley. And Ruth, my wife, she's so stupid that you know who she chose? The Mexican guy that mows my lawn and his brother. Of all the people in the world. Of all the people in the world. But I love women, you know. I consider women to be superior to men, and I'll tell you why. They create life. Think about that. You know what I mean? What do men do? Maybe they eat sour cream and onion chips or something. Women create life, for God's sakes. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? If I was a woman, that's all I do, just create life. You know, I go to parties and go, hey, Fred, what do you do? I can't remember. And Fred would go, I'll tell you what I do, Loretta. That's my name in the story. He'd go, I tell you what I do, Loretta. I think you know I work down at the bank for Mr. Abernathy, And what my main job is, Abernathy will give me a stack of papers about this big. And by the end of the day, if I get them down about this big, well, that's a good, I go, wait a second there. I'm sorry. I got to stop you there. Remember I was telling you how I create life, human life, the highest form of life? I just got to tell you this. That life just kicked me. Can you possibly wrap your head around that? And they'll go, look, Abernathy's never given me the corner office like he promised. And there was plenty of lunches where he brought it up. But then Henderson showed up. And that all changed. Who am I kidding? I should just quit. Anyways, what have we learned from this little fable?
About cheap, they chuck you somebody else. And they always do the same thing on the dating game. They get a beautiful girl, match her up with 3 big geeks, Last week they had a guy, I was like a crazy guy, loony bin, psycho, wingnut, crazy guy. You can tell by the way they introduce him, They go, bachelor number 2 is a shadowy, lurking character. From no fixed address, please welcome. Guy comes shambling into the studio, well-thumbed copy of Catcher in the Rye sticking out of his back pocket area. And then they made the girls ask those questions. They always be laced with sexual innuendo, Girl got to go, bachelor number 2, if I were a popsicle. What would you do to me then? What? That's what it says in the card here, something about a popsicle. And then the guy goes, well, if you're a popsicle, huh? Well, first of all, I guess I'd take your wrapper off. If you know what I mean. Then I'd grab a hold of your sticks. If you know what I mean. Then I'd press you against the counter till you're broken too. But have you in the freezer till later. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm getting at there? Crazy guy that turned out to be. But everything's expensive, isn't it? Oh, man, I wanted to buy this dog. You should have seen this dog. This guy wanted to sell me a dog in the store. It was $600, this dog. Can you believe it? $600 for a dog? Oh, man. I was looking to pay, a buck. I just wanted a bargain dog, a nice discount dog, a cheap, off-the-rack kind of dog, any kind of... Show me to your bin of dogs, my good man, I said to the guy. But this guy says, no, he says, why don't you buy this dog? He says, it's $600, this dog, but he says, this dog is a Pitbull. He says, this dog will protect your valuables. And I don't even have anything very valuable, I buy the Pitbull, that would be the most valuable thing I have. I'd have to buy something to protect it then, I'd be out shopping for Wolverines the next day there. Show me something in a timber wolf if you could. No, you don't want a dog like that. I want a dog do things for me, fetch my slippers and things like that. Pitbull won't do that. I say, hey, Pitbull, fetch my slippers. Pitbull will go, I could kill you, pal. I'm a Pitbull. Don't you read the papers or anything? I don't fetch slippers. I fetch people. That's all. I could fetch you a guy. That's the best I could do. Maybe be wearing some slippers. How about I bump a guy off around bedtime? How about that? So you go, all right then. Fair enough. Boy, those dogs will kill you fast too, man. Just they rip your throat out. That's what Pitbull does. He goes, ah! Rips your throat out, and you die. And you die before he hits you. Dog be in midair, you go, I think I'll have a heart attack. When I was a kid, it was a Doberman. That was a mean dog when I was a kid. And they'd rip your throat out too, but they'd give you a little, head start. Doberman see you on the street. Go, hey, your house over there? Good. So you don't even see Dobermans around anymore. You know that? Because Pitbulls have all the work now. They're the big dog. Dobermans, once in a while you see them on a street corner, you know? It's sad. On a park bench with a Frisbee. I used to be somebody, hey. I'm a Doberman, hey. Got a buck? Buck for the Doberman here. Yeah, I don't get those crazy killer dogs. When I buy a dog, I always try to buy a dog that, you know, if he goes berserk, I can take him. I like to be able to beat up my dog if I have to. I got a wiener dog. You know, I got one of those. Wiener dog can't rip your throat out, you know. Unless you're lying down, you know, that'd be about the only way. You'd have to be lying down sleeping, and the wiener dog sneak up late at night, start nibbling at your throat there. Maybe by daybreak, he's got a hold of a vein, he's pulling out a vein there, you know. Well, you wake up, oh, get away from me, you wiener dog. What the hell, you think you're a pit bull there or something? Give my vein back there, that's my vein you got there. Worse than wiener dog, give him maybe a hickey, that's about all you got. And that's embarrassing too. Hey, you have a hickey, people see you on the street, go, hey, you got a wiener dog over there, huh? Okay, listen, that's the end of my jokes, but thanks a lot, you've been great. See you later there.